Hello, Dominic. We're gonna wait for a couple more minutes to see if there is more people joining, and then we will start with the webinar, okay?
Sure.
Okay. Good morning to everyone. My name is Alvaro Mocholi. I'm responsible for international sales, and I'm gonna be the person today that is gonna be conducting the webinar of all the different artificial intelligence solutions that we have for the oil and gas industry. Just to let you know, we are recording this webinar so we can share with you in the next couple of days. We will share with you the link of the video of this webinar, and then also we will share with you the presentation that we're going to be using. Okay. I would like to do a very brief introduction of our company first. First of all, we are a company that was founded in 2005. As a matter of fact, we are two companies. One of them is called Engaro Intelligent Solutions, and the other one is called Grecom Technologies. Engaro is the company which is responsible for developing all the different analytics that we develop, that we market, and then Grecom is responsible for marketing, integration, and also develops a few things which are compatible with Engaro. Right now, we offer 30 different analytics, which will cover pretty much a very broad area of solutions, which I will explain later on. We export to 64 countries currently. So our most common areas are Middle East, South and North America, and then Asia Pacific will be also the strongest area for us. And Europe is Spain and Portugal is quite strong, but the rest of Europe is one of the areas that we are planning to expand in the upcoming years. We offer the whole chain of value. So that means that we have our own R&D department, which is responsible for developing our own solutions and also for customizing the solutions for all those big projects that we get involved. Also, we have an integration department, which is responsible for integrating our solutions with new cameras coming up in the market, VMSs, access control devices, and so on. Okay. Also, the price of our license always includes the setup, configuration, and fine tuning. So this is kind of like a turnkey solution. And then we have the pre-sales department, which is responsible for installing all our solutions. And then also to audit and confirm that the location of the cameras, the height, the orientation, and so on is the correct one, just to guarantee the optimal operations of the analytics. Okay. And then we also have the after sales and the project maintenance that is responsible for solving any potential problems that might come up with the analytics. And then also for the critical infrastructures, we usually offer the preventive maintenance in a way that we can guarantee that all the cameras and all the analytics are working accordingly 24 hours, 7 days a week. These are the different lines of analytics that we can offer. We have solutions for perimeter surveillance. We have solutions for thermal cameras and for optical spectrum cameras. Later on, I will explain you more in deep the solution. Also, we have solutions for marine surveillance, specialized on offshore platforms, ports, rivers, and lakes, and everything that is like water scenario. We can do it. Also, we have our own VMS, but also we market third-party VMS, which is called the Aware, which I will explain you later on the presentation. We also have solutions for cybersecurity, facial recognition. We have plenty of solutions for that area. Automation and safety. We have also solutions to control the automation or to manufacturing process, and also on the safety. Fire prevention and detection. We also have solutions for industrial or for forest scenarios. And then we have healthcare solutions also. Okay, so let's start all over. Okay, the first, we're gonna divide the presentation in two areas. The first area is gonna be the security area, and then we will go for the automation and safety. Okay, so let's start with the security. The first solution that we would like to introduce you is our VMS Aware. This is a solution that has been certified by the ISO 27001, and also was the Red War and the Red Dot winner last year in 2021 as the smart product. Okay, as you know, most of the VMSs that are available on the market, basically what they do is they record 24 hours, 7 days a week. And what they do is they just record, or they generate a database of all the different events that the different analytics that are connected to the VMS report. Okay. Here, what we offer is a smarter solution. This VMS has artificial intelligence. That means that as you record, the system is classifying the objects. For instance, let's put an example. Imagine that you are recording and there is a vehicle that passes by. What the system is going to do is going to classify it as a vehicle. Secondly, it's going to classify it as the type of vehicle, if it's a car, if it's a motorcycle, if it's a van, if it's a bus, if it's a truck. Also, it's going to record the license plate number, and then also it's going to record the color. And then in the upcoming version also will be recording the model. Okay, so this will really help because whenever you want to do any forensic search, you just need to enter the search criteria that you're looking for, and automatically the VMS will come out with all the results that match your search criteria. Okay, the same might happen with humans. I mean, with humans, the first thing that it's going to do is going to record the face. Secondly, the gender. Third is going to be the type of clothing, like long sleeves, short jeans, skirt, and so on. And then also the color of the clothing. Okay, so besides, I mean, what you can do a smart search, not just on vehicles, but also on humans. Okay, also the good thing about this VMS that besides recording also comes with analytics included on the license, and you have perimeter analytics, you have sound analytics, license plate number recognition analytics, and then also you have face recognition analytics. And all this is included into the VMS. So it's not just a recording, it's a more sophisticated solution. Okay. Also, what we can offer with this VMS, it will be the occupancy management. So you can do counting people, and then also you can develop heat maps, so you can see how people are moving around the on the facility. And then also what you can do is you can do tracking of a specific person, always as long as that person is always on the field of view of the different cameras that are connected to the VMS. How this VMS works, there is two ways. There will be the architecture. You can either go with our own cameras, which the positive thing about it is that the analytics will be embedded into the cameras, and also the recording will be embedded into the camera. The price of the license includes 30 days recording on the cloud. So there is also an added value that you have. In case that you use our own cameras, the good thing about it is that the cameras will be connected directly to the cloud. You can also connect it to the server, but in case that you want to save cost, you can connect it directly to the cloud. And then in order to access to the recordings or to access to the real-time viewing of the camera, you just need to have a device like a smartphone, tablet, or laptop or workstation connected to the network. And always, as long as you have access to the internet, you will be able to view the cameras and to access to the recording. In case that you want to deploy this system on a project that already has the camera deployed, you will need to install a server. That is what we call it, the cloud connector. And on this server, we will have the analytics and also the recording. Okay, and in order to access to that server, you can either access through the cloud or you can access directly to the server, always as long as you are on the same network. Okay, here I'm gonna show you a video of how the smart search solution works. Okay.
Welcome to AvoWare. Today we're going to cover search. Search is a tool that allows us to search for specific events that may have occurred across one or multiple cameras.
Welcome to AvoWare.
This allows us to
Today
search
we're
for
going
things
to
like
cover
the appearance
search.
of a person or a vehicle.
Search is a tool
a
that
line
allows
cross
us
event
to
where
search
a
for
vehicle or a
specific
person has
events that may have
crossed
occurred
a
across
specific virtual line that we've drawn. Loitering events, where a person or a vehicle may have been stationary for too long in one place, indicating something like an idling vehicle that may be outside of a loading dock or outside of an airport, or a person that may just be acting suspiciously in an area that they should not be. We can also alert on sound detection, and this leverages the onboard sound detection in our AvoWare cameras that can detect things like glass breaks, loud noises, smoke alarms, and many more audio models that are being added with each release. So, for example, if we were to create a line cross search, what we can do is we can choose what kind of objects we want to search for. We can stick with any or go down to a specific person. This person can be specified based on gender or based on the attire that they're wearing in the top or the lower quadrant of their body, and you can combine both colors as well, looking for people in uniforms or based on a description that was given by a third party. We can also leverage an image. If someone has captured a cell phone image of this person or vehicle, we can upload that in order to do a search based on these detections. Then we can choose where we want to do this detection. So this detection can take place, for example, on a camera in a parking lot. It could also happen inside of a building. So if we were looking for people that may have been in front of a register, we can choose one or multiple cameras and then choose the line that we want these objects to be crossing in order to qualify for the detection. We can choose the direction of travel of this object. And in the case of something like a convenience store, if we're just looking for anyone that is walking out, as this person just did in this example, we can unclick the entering direction so that we're only looking for the direction of travel out the door. And then we can choose the time period that we're searching for. This can be anywhere from specific minutes down to a block of time that may be days or hours. And in our case, when we're just looking for the last 30 minutes worth of search, we're presented with all of the events that correspond to our search criteria. So in our case, we're looking for people that are exiting. And if I highlight over that video, we're going to see the people that are exiting. I can click into this video to see it in greater detail. This will allow me to see not only the event that occurred, but the object within our floor plan as that user exits this building. I can then click to act on that activity. But we can also see in our parking lot as a person was crossing that virtual line that we created. So this allows us to very quickly get to the events that matter to us and then act on them. These different video clips that we have captured here can then be exported. So we can take the relevant information by clicking the plus and we can choose to share or save. So we can export this as an MP4, we can share this as a publicly accessible link, we can bookmark it so that these video clips do not get deleted by typical retention. And of course, we can also do similarity searches if we want to look for people that are similar to the objects that have been detected in these environments. Now, you're also presented with the ability to create a rule. We have a whole nother section dedicated to creating rules based off of searches as well as other parameters. I implore you to check that out.
Okay, another one of the solutions that we would like to introduce you for the oil and gas is the face recognition, especially for the access control. Okay, here we offer you a solution that can guarantee a 99.87% of accuracy without mask and 98.6% of accuracy with mask. Okay, this is a solution that follows all the privacy regulations, as you can see here with the AES 256 in REST and also the HTTPS. This is a solution that is one of the fastest solutions on detecting on the market, and this is something that has been certified by the NIST. Not this is something that we say. I mean, this is well tested, and then also is one of the solutions with lower requirements from the server point of view. Okay, this is a solution that we can save up to 20% on the hardware versus the competition. It's compatible with all the Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, and iOS, and also we have our own APIs and SDKs. So in case that we want to integrate it with an existing access control device. Here also what I would like to do is to introduce you one of the latest devices that we just launched. This is we call it the Scan. This is an access control device with a two-dimension camera embedded into it, and then also have like a IR lighting in order to overcome hard lighting conditions and to be able to recognize people under these conditions. Okay, this device can support 20,000 people database embedded into the same device. Okay, can work indoors and outdoors, and then also can work with the extreme lighting conditions. Okay, this is touchless. It works in real time, and the good thing about it is that also you have the price of this device also includes the software, the registration software, in a way that you can register new people, then grant access to different areas, or limit the access to that specific person to one area, and then that will really helps to update the database. Okay. It's a plug-and-play solution, so the only thing you just need to connect is a PoE cable and connect it to the network. Also has the digital input and output model embedded into the device, so you can open or close gates or barriers or whatever. Also, you have the GSDP or the WGAN. Okay, so and then it's as fast as you can record like around 30 people per minute on average. So this is a very fast access control device. Okay, from the face recognition, what we can do is from the monitoring point of view, we can do mass detection, social distances, audience management, congestion prediction, suspect detection. Imagine that there is one employee that is no longer working for the company, is not authorized to come in. So what you can do is just like block the access, or kind of like put a blacklist. And then the activity monitoring, so you can see how people are moving around the premise. Directional analysis, if people coming in or coming out. And then also you have the multi-factor authentication. This is the system. It will be able to distinguish between a real face and a picture or a video. So this is the camera is a two-dimension camera, so it can detect if a real face or an image. From the facial recognition, of course, access control, VIP recognition, subscription, and an activation of new customers. This is for suppliers. Whenever you just need to register, you just can generate you can just create the file for that client, and then for the next time, always as long as this person has been registered and has a visit, the only thing that has to go through the gate and doesn't have to go through the whole access process again or registration process again. Okay, recognition of suspects, and then you have liveness and anti-spoofing notification. And then from demographics, you can do gender, age, or facial expression. You can also have heat maps, queuing time. This is very important, especially on rush hours, so you can activate more gates, or also on the retail business. Occupation panel, so you can know exactly how many people are inside the premise, and then in case that you have a limit on the number of people that can be inside, you can block the entrance whenever you reach the limit. And here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a video on how the scan device works.
Introducing Introducing SaferScan, the first full-featured intelligent biometric access control edge solution priced for broad-based applications. SaferScan is fast and touchless to expedite safe pedestrian traffic. And SaferScan works as well in outdoor locations as it does inside, even in challenging lighting conditions. SaferScan's advanced algorithms and 3D liveness ensure accurate identification and authorized access, while unknown individuals will be rejected, and real-time alerts are automatically issued if tailgating is detected. Management reports capture every entry for audit and compliance reviews. A self-contained PoE solution, SaferScan is also fast and easy to install. Plus, SaferScan works with leading access control platforms. High-performance biometric access control made affordable. Only with SaferScan.
Let's start all over. Sorry again. We're gonna right now move into the perimeter surveillance solutions. We're gonna be here to introducing you two different solutions. The first one will be the Sentinel for thermal imaging, which is a very long range analytics, and then we have the perimeter lookout, which is a solution that has been developed for optical spectrum cameras, and then is a much shorter detection range, but it has artificial intelligence, so that comes with a more accurate solution than with the long range. Regarding the Sentinel Thermal, here I'm going to show you a video. This is a solution that has been developed for very long perimeters, like airports, like oil and gas facilities, ports, border control, and so on. So here with this solution, we can detect with a normal camera, uncooled camera, we can detect around 450 to 550 meters, depending on the camera that we're using, and also depending on the scenario. Here, as you can see, there is like you can see the movement of the camera, and there is not triggering any alarms with all the objects besides. And then also you can see on the rest of the cameras the long range detection. Okay. The good thing about this is that you can reduce considerably the number of cameras on a very large perimeter. We accounted for, you can save like around 20 to 25% on the number of cameras versus the competition analytics. The inconvenience is that you cannot use artificial intelligence on this solution because you are detecting on a very long range, and the number of pixels that you put into the image is not enough to be able to classify the object. Okay, so it's not such a smarter solution as the perimeter lookout, but on the other hand, you can detect a much longer range, and then you can save considerably the number of cameras. On the other side, we have the perimeter lookout, which is a solution that has artificial intelligence. That means that we will be able to classify the objects as persons, as vehicles, and discriminate the rest of objects that are on the field of view of the camera, such as animals, vegetation, light changes, shadows, raindrops, insects on the lens, and so on. Has multiple detection rules, has intrusion, line crossing, prowling, or abandoned object. Is compatible with all the IP cameras that are available on the market. Right now it's integrated with Milestone, but we will be we integrated with Genetec, Avigilon, Pelco, Latitude, Chameleon, Axis Camera Station, Goitebrook, EDIS, Cathesics, the Seiko, Digifort, and there is a couple more VMSs that right now I don't recall. But pretty much it will be integrated with all the main VMSs available on the market. Another one of the solutions that we would like to introduce you is the Coast Guard. This is a marine surveillance solution that it has been specifically developed to detect small boats or floating objects. And then we implement quite good this solution on offshore platforms, ports, and then rivers. And it will be the most common or the most demanded projects where this solution is being deployed. It has a very large detection range. The minimum target size will be 2 pixels. So that means that we can detect a boat of, I don't know, like 18 feet or 20 feet boat. We can detect it as long as 2.5 or 2 miles away from the camera. Has a very low rate of false alarms. We can account it for between 2 to 5%. This solution can work with fixed or PTC cameras. Has multiple detection rules that can run simultaneously. So you can have like a line crossing, floating objects, or I don't know. And also you have the option to have kind of like an hybrid solution, so you can monitor land scenarios and also water scenarios. Does not generate false alarms by the waves. This is very critical. Also, it uses the UTM and GPS positioning. So usually this solution is also be used to cover the areas where the radar doesn't cover, which is up to 3 miles away. And then also what we can do is we can gather the GPS or the UTM coordinates of all the objects that we are detecting and then send it to the radar and then position on the same map as the radar does, okay? And it's also integrated with all the main VMSs available on the market, okay? Here I'm gonna show you a very brief video on how this solution works. So as you can see, there is a water reflection, there is waves, and then there is no, the boils are moving, and then there is not, I mean, you can classify the objects minimum target size, and then also by behavior. Okay, another one of the solutions that we would like to introduce you is the data loss prevention of the cybersecurity area. This is a solution that was the winner of the US Cyber Command. This is the FBI division for cybersecurity. And here what we did is there is a contest in which all the different solutions that apply to that contest, that tender, sorry, they have to accomplish 10 different rules or 10 different minimum requirements, and then we won winner of 7 of them. Okay, and then we were as a matter of fact, is the solution that has been deployed with the US Cyber Command. Also has been certified by the JITC, and then also is NIWTF compliant. And it was a solution that was the Cybersecurity Awards winners on 2021. So what is this solution? Basically here, what we do is we monitor all the activity of all the workstations that are connected to the network. So that means that in case that someone does a screen capture, someone is trying to print a document that is not authorized, someone is downloading documents into a pen drive, someone is accessing to an application that is not authorized, accessing through a Wi-Fi which is not secure, or log into applications that are not authorized, or accessing to applications that are not very secure. So what we're doing is we are monitoring all that activity, and then immediately whenever we detect it, that activity is being reported to a central or to a control center. And then besides monitoring, we also can react. So that means we can isolate the workstation, we can send an alert, we can do an image capture, we can block the emerging window or the emerging action that the solution is doing, and then also we can reboot. Okay, so this is not just a reactive solution. Also, this is a proactive solution. And the most important thing that it is very flexible, so we can adapt to the IT policy of the company. So in case that that is as the solution starts running, and then we see that there is still some security breaches. So what you can do is you can always improve the IT policy in order to monitor, and then just to make sure that there is no cybersecurity problems with your network or with your company. Now we're going to go with the safety solutions. The first solution that we would like to introduce is the 10 threshold. This is a solution to detect fire. This is a fire prevention detection solution. Basically here what we do is we detect temperature thresholds, fire, and internal combustion in case that there is like some material that is sensible for internal combustion. So here, how it works, what we do is we monitor the temperature thresholds of all the objects that are on the field of view of the camera, but also we analyze the behavior. And this is very important because imagine that you have machinery working on the field of view of the camera. So here I'm going to put you an example. Imagine that there is a fire. The behavior of a fire is the temperature is on a given temperature threshold, but whenever you catch fire, the temperature increases very high. The intensity, the size of the fire increases very fast, but the fire stays quite fixed on that specific point and moves slowly. Meanwhile, machinery, it might be at the same temperature threshold as the fire, but it's moving around and it's moving quite fast. And also the temperature is quite steady. It doesn't increase very fast. So that means that is what I mean whenever we analyze the behavior. So analyzing the behavior of the objects that we are detecting allow us to have a very accurate solution and guarantee almost kind of like a 99.something% of accuracy. It's a very, very accurate solution. So here I'm going to show you a video. This is a paper manufacturing company. Okay, but this is how the solution will work. In this case is a PTC camera. So here you can see that the solution is automatically is detecting the fire. So here how it works. First of all, we generate kind of like a background. And then what we do is we analyze all the objects that are radiating energy from that background, different from that background. And then once we detect that specific point, which it will take just 1 second, then what we do is we analyze the behavior. And then if we see if increasing the temperature and also increasing the size, then is when we generate the false alarm. Another one of the solutions that we have is the flame monitoring. This is a solution that what it does, it analyzes the flame and the flare detection, monitoring, and status. So whenever the flare is on, we just say that the flare is on. Whenever it's off, we send the alarm that the flare or the flame is off. And also what we do is we can analyze the flame size and intensity, and then also the flame and flare status. Okay. And then also what we can do is we can detect whenever the stack is venting gas into the atmosphere, but it's not, there is no flame on it. So also this is a solution that we can detect it. We have our own interface. This solution can run embedded into the Axis Q1941, 42, 51, 52, and Q2901. And then in case that we use any other cameras such as FLIR, Mobotics, or Hanwha, or Pelco, or Vigilon, it will have to go on server. So here I'm going to show you a video on how this solution works. As you can see here, there is 3 cameras, and then in each one of them, you will see that is the flame status. This is the mask detection, so you can adjust according to wherever you want to detect. And then you can just name each one of the detection areas. And then, as you can see on the bottom left camera, is venting. So this is the stack that is not on, doesn't have fire. So right now it's venting gas. And as you can see here is the name of the stack and then also the status. Here is the dashboard, which is also embedded into the camera, in this case on axis. So here, this is all the database of all the events that we generate. So you can monitor by date, by stack number, by status. Okay. So it's very flexible and it's very easy and friendly use. And then also the graphics, you can have it by site, or you can have it just by flame, or it's very flexible and it's very adjustable. Another one of the solutions that is very demanded is the transformer monitor. As you know, most of the all the oil and gas facilities that have a substation nearby. Then here, what we do is we're monitoring the substations and all the electrical components inside that substation, that is transformers, switches, and so on. So here what we do is we just identify the points that we want to monitor, and then what we do is we trigger an alarm whenever that component starts overheating. So here, what we do is we take several points. We take the minimum, the maximum, and the average temperature. We generate kind of like a database of all the evolution of that specific point. But also this solution, the good thing about it is that you can compare similar components on the same facility to see if any of them overheats versus any other one. So that allows us to see if there is any component overheating versus the other one. I mean, the main objective here is to prevent from any major failure on the substation, which is very expensive and also can jeopardize the operating of the facility. Okay, so most of the cases right now, what they're doing is they send a crew, a maintenance crew. They manually take the measurements of all the components, of the levels of oil on the transformers and so on. And with this solution, what we can do is we can monitor the whole substation 24 hours, 7 days a week. So we can predict when something is going to fail or something is going to break down, but also we can save a lot of cost on traveling expenses, labor expenses, and then also we can improve the accuracy of the data collection in order to make the right decisions. Another one of the solutions is the spill or leak detector. This can be used for liquid gas leaks or gas leakages. And here, this is a solution that we use thermal cameras for it, radiometric cameras. Then it goes by temperature. So whenever there is a gas leakage, usually there is a thermal signature versus the rest of the objects that are nearby. So that is how we can detect the gas leakage. With this solution, we can detect the leakage, but we cannot identify the type of leakage, specifically on the gas area. Okay, but this is a solution that is well implemented and also can run embedded into the access cameras. And in case that we use any other camera, we'll have to go on server base. And then we also have the protection equipment monitoring. This is an artificial intelligence solution that automatically can monitor or can identify which employees are not using the right equipment to get into the facilities. Okay, so what is that? I mean, the problem is that 2.78 million work-related deaths per year in the whole world happens every year. Okay, and then the problem is that in most of the scenarios there is supervised methodologies. I mean, they just like tell the employees to wear the right equipment, but there is no there is no monitoring or there is no methodology at all. So here, this is a solution that is a plug and play. So this is a solution that comes with the server or with a small PC, and then the analytics are embedded into it. The only thing that you need to do is you just need to connect the camera into that PC or workstation, and then just to upload the models of the equipment that you want to detect, such as helmet, glasses, reflective vest, uniforms, protective boots, gloves, ear protection, walkie-talkies, and so on. And we have several devices. So we have the VPS, which is kind of like an access control device. And here what it does is scans the employee before he gets into the facility. And then in case that is wearing the right equipment and also with the face recognition is identified, we grant the access into the facility. And then we have multiple solutions. We have the starter kit, which is just for one camera, and then it can be USB camera, or we can use the Edge kit, which can work with 3 cameras to just monitor the employees with the different angles. Okay, and then in case that you have a largest facility, we can have the server, which can have up to 30 different cameras. Also, you have kind of like the dashboard solution, so you can monitor exactly by employees, and then you can also monitor by the whole staff that comes into the area. What are the benefits? You can mitigate risk, educating, preventing, detecting, and auditing safety. You can improve employee wellness, decreasing absenteeism, and then also leak leave, and also you can increase the productivity. Here, I would like to share with you some of the success cases that we have achieved on the oil and gas industry. We work with companies such as Saudi Aramco with perimeter surveillance, with Cepsa, which is the second largest oil company here in Spain. We do all the perimeter surveillance for all the facilities in the country. With Repsol, we do some automation. We do flare monitoring and gas leaks detection. Also, we do with Saudi Aramco. With Enagas, we do monitoring of all the ports that they have in Spain. And with Endesa also, we have perimeter surveillance. And then with this company, which right now I don't recall, we do the flame monitoring and also the gas leak detection. On defense and law enforcement, we have been working with the FBI in the US, NATO headquarters. We are responsible for the access control. With the Rota military base, which is a US and a Spanish military base in the south of Spain, we do all the perimeter surveillance. Also, recently, we just been granted with the security surveillance of all the with the Air Force Academy in Saudi Arabia, and then also we do in Spain with the Navy and the Air Force. We do all the perimeter surveillance. On critical infrastructures, we do Madrid International Airport, perimeter surveillance, nuclear plant of Trillo in Spain, we do perimeter. The Al Waqfa Palace in Qatar, we do the perimeter surveillance. Valencia, we do the marine surveillance on the Anchor area. And then Port of Les Oes is another one. This is the Porto port. This is what we do the perimeter of the marine surveillance for them. We have distribution agreements with all the main distributors such as Anixter, ADI, Ingram Micro, ScanSource, TechData, Incomes, and then Elco in Eastern Europe. and so on. And then also we work with all the main installers in the market. So this will be the the webinar for today. Here you have my contact details, my mobile telephone number, and my email address. Just to remind you that in case that you want to test any of the solutions, you can request a demo through our website, or you can get in touch with me directly. And then also just to remind you that the price of the licenses includes setup, configuration, and fine tuning. So this is kind of like a turnkey solution. And then so you just need to worry to deploy the cameras on the right plate and have the right connections, and then we will do the rest. In case that you have any questions, you can activate your microphone, or you can use the chat. Also, in the next couple of days, we will be sending you a copy of the presentation, and also we will be sending you a link to the video of the webinar. I think Linda is writing something. Let's wait for the. Okay, just Linda, you have here my email address. Just send me an email, and then what we can do is we can schedule a call to go more in deep on whatever solutions you are more interested in. Okay, any more questions here? Well, thank you very much for attending to today's webinar. I really appreciate today was a little bit longer than usual because there was a lot of information into this presentation that we have to go through. But once again, thank you very much. And then we will get in touch with you. And then in case you want to go more in deep on any of the solutions, please feel free to contact us. Once again, thank you very much, and let's keep in touch. Thank you. Bye-bye.